Hi, it's Parasymetric Reviews, the health channel, and I haven't brushed my teeth yet today. And there's a reason for that. I'm going to be trying out the Waterpik. I've never used one of these before. I've used the Sonicare toothbrush for years and years, and my teeth are, I guess the dentist would say, stable. I have a number of fillings and dental work from earlier years when I wasn't taking as good a care of my teeth, but since I've started using the Sonicare, it's really helped to keep things from getting any worse. However, when I go for my cleaning twice a year, they, the dental hygienist, between the scraping of the stuff, likes to use this ultrasonic something or another that, oh my gosh, the vibration and the sound of it just is, oh, it's like they're stabbing me with needles there. I really dislike it and asked if they could, not use, it's an ultrasonic scaler, that's it. If they could, not use that, and they said, well, you have so much buildup along the gum line, and so that with the hook, the dental instrument that they clean it out, they've, really got to scrape if they don't use that scaler. Anyway, so we went back and forth about this, and they finally said, well, if you wouldn't accumulate all the food along the gum line of your teeth, we wouldn't need to, scrape it a lot or use the ultrasonic scaler. Why don't you try the Waterpik? This is very effective at cleaning exactly that area, right along the tooth gum line and in between the teeth where I get all this stuff accumulating. Stuff that the Sonicare, though it does a good job, just doesn't seem to do the best at cleaning those particular spots. And so they recommended it. I went out and got one. I'm going to try it out. So to show how it works, I didn't brush my teeth this morning. Now it's not too gross. I haven't eaten this morning either. So it's just sort of that coating stuff from last night I can feel on my teeth. So about the Waterpik, I got it on sale for $49.99 over at Target. This is the Waterpik Water Flosser Ultra. So they actually have an entire section of shelves devoted to Waterpik, with the least expensive ones starting around $30 or so and going up to $100. If you don't have one locally, I'm sure you can find, if you look at Target, Kmart, even a drugstore would probably have these. If not, I'll put a link down below. You can check them out online and look at the wide variety of them that they have. But I went with the mid-range one that came in at $49.95. Okay, this part is the handle that you put the tips on. And apparently you've got to be within this distance of it to work. But of course I plan to keep it right by the sink because you gotta fill this with water every time. It comes right out, so you can just put it under the sink. You don't have to lift the whole thing or get a cup to fill it. You just take that and stick it under the sink, it looks like. But anyway, it's going to be sitting in the same place also because it's plugged into the wall. Plugged into the wall. It's got to be near the water, so I'm just going to have it right there by the sink. So I really didn't see the need for that portable one. Hopefully this will be a good enough length. I'll test that out too and see. On the handle, they've got the ejector button to pop out the tip. This is a pause button, which I've heard a lot of people say that's super great because with the other ones you actually have to turn the thing off to stop the flow of water. This one you can just apparently pause it, put it right back on. And the top part rotates so that you can turn the spray head to the different parts of your teeth without having to put your hand at all different angles. You can just twist it around to turn it in and turn it out. And it's got the on-off button here. It's got the power setting for how much you want to power wash your teeth. Now these have slots where you can fit in all your different heads. I'll show you what they look like. It's the tip portion that's different on them. This one's an actual toothbrush. I don't know if it rotates or just sprays the water while it does it. Well, I read a little more and I found out that two of the tips that they give you are identical, and these are their standard tips to go on it. And there's one with a little white collar and a little blue collar, so you can tell them apart. So my wife and I will be set, but I have to buy some more of these for the kids. Also, they say for this standard tip that you should replace them about every 6 months. So whether they clog up or wear out, I don't know, but they want you to get new standard tips after 6 months. The specialty tips for orthodontics and crowns and all that every 3 months. And I did see here how to put the tip in. Basically there's a little spring action here, so you take the tip, of course that end goes in, you push it, and then keep pushing till you get that click. Now it's in and hopefully it won't leak, and then the ejector button is here, which releases that first spring, and then you can pull the rest of it out. Okay, here in the bathroom, I've filled up this part of the tank reservoir just about all the way with warm water. I've got this piece here. I'm just going to turn it on briefly to see how the water sprays out. I'm getting a little nervous about this. So I've got it set on 5 for power, the on-off switch. Okay, I was wondering why the water wasn't coming out. It turns out there's another tank down below that stores water, so that had to fill first. Now it's ready to spray. A lot of vibration going on here. That's from the pulsing. Whoa! Man, we're getting spray everywhere. Let me pause it. Oh, I see. While you hold it, it's paused. It doesn't click and stay paused. This is kind of good for cleaning around the sink here. Ow! Well, that's some power, and that's on 5. Yeah, I'm wimpy. I'm going to set it for about 3, I think, and give it a try on my teeth. All right, let me adjust the camera for that. You're going to see how dirty my teeth look. All right, this is my teeth. Heard you can see white stuff here, around the edge here. Something black over there. Uh-oh. So this is what I'm going to try to clean off with the Waterpik in 1 minute. I'm probably going to need to change my shirt after this. I imagine it's going to be a mess and all over the mirror because I have no idea what I'm doing. Let me grab the wand. Man, do I have no idea what I'm doing. I need to include an instructional video in this. I got kind of wet. I got to work on my technique. But I will say, it did get rid of that, most of that. I mean, I was only on it for, what, a few seconds, and it already did get most of the stuff off. That's pretty good, and that's only on a 3. I'm going to have to work on my technique, though. Alright, you would have thought I'd have learned after the Sonicare fiasco where they tell you, put it in your mouth before you turn it on, but of course the first few times I forgot. We turned the Sonicare brush and it would just spray me with toothpaste. Anyway, you close your mouth. You got to put the thing in there, close your mouth over it, and then move it around. So, I did that. I went through most of the reservoir water. I left it on power 3. Here's what my teeth look like now. Yeah, good job, really. Put it in your mouth first, turn it on, and then just kind of slide it right along the gum line of all your teeth, top and bottom. And then of course you can rotate this if you want, but I just turned it around and did the inside. I will say, not one of my prouder moments there that I couldn't figure out how to use a Waterpik, but I did figure it out. I'll say that running my tongue along my teeth now, I still feel the stuff that needs to be brushed off. So this certainly isn't a substitute for brushing your teeth. It does help along the gum line and between the teeth, but to just get the rest of that crud off of there, you do still need to brush, it would appear. But this will be fun. I expect I'll get actually better at it as time goes by, but I'm really looking forward to watching my wife and my daughter try it out. I'm not going to give them too much preliminary advice on how to do it and see what they think you ought to do with the Waterpik the first time you use it. Seems great for what it's supposed to do, the spots it's supposed to clean. A lot faster than flossing. I don't know, easier. There is all this process involved, but we'll see what my dentist says in a few months when I go for my next checkup. If it saves me from having to have that ultrasonic scaler thing across my teeth, it will definitely be worthwhile. Again, I got this for about $50 at Target. If you can't find it at your local store, check out the link down below and you can pick one up online, actually for a few dollars cheaper.